was able to fix the panel. My daughter-in-law doesn't want me to try again because it might shatter. But because it was fixed, it's now 6mm, and it is absolutely not going to rest on her windowsill anymore. I have a new, well, not new, I have another one that I made. This one, if she wants something on the windowsill, that's still 3mm. That's much more delicate. But this clunky thing is going to need a stand. Fortunately, I bought the stand, and I have the small one and the large one. So I'm going to try the large one. I'm going to embed poppies, a poppy field, into the base. But the first thing I have to finish in order to have some space to work is these little hearts, where I'm embedding flowers in the clear glass. I just need to go in, fill the rest with clear Tecta. So I'm going to put that aside for now. And then I'm going to get started with this one. I'm going to use much larger Tecta pieces in the back to make putting the poppy field, to make it a little bit easier. So now that there's a fairly consistent layer of Tecta over the entire bottom, now I can go in with the poppies. And I have to decide. I have an entire container of poppies that I've purchased from Tabitha's Glass over the years. When I buy the scrap mixes, they often have these poppies. So I could use these big poppies, or the way I did it in this other panel, I made the large poppies and then I used frit and little black balls, frit balls to make poppies. So I'm not sure how delicate I want this to be because the piece is fairly clunky. After you get an overall plan, then you need to go back and put Tecta around everything to hold it in place. And as I'm doing that, I'm going to add a little bit of more light sky blue. I'm going to add a little bit more green. I'll add a little bit of what I call my meadow mix, so it'll look like other little wildflowers are tucked in among the poppies. I wish I had more of the larger poppies. I don't, so I'm just going to use what I have. This part takes a long time, putting every piece carefully in and then encasing it in Tecta. That way, when you're pouring extra things on top, you don't have your stems shifting. For some things, it doesn't matter because it's very abstract. If you're doing like a garden scene, you really want the stems to be attached to the flowers so the flowers are not floating in midair. And the best way to ensure that they stay where you put them is by encasing them in Tecta. So I'll finish up that and then I'll bring you back. As I'm finishing up, I really want to refer back to the original piece. This is very light and airy. This is fairly dark. So I want the base or the stand to look like it actually belongs to this piece. So I'm going to keep this here, and I need to add darker green stems. And then I need to add a little bit of red, yellow, and green frit higher into the background because I've done that here. And definitely blue at top, which for me is light sky blue. Now I have to go back and once again build the area with the Tecta frit. I wish I had medium Tecta frit. I don't. I may go out and pound some myself, but right now I'm working with this bucket. And I just need to go in and make sure that I have the mold full, and then I'm going to pile up a little extra in the center, and then I'll run it for a full fuse. As I've said in a couple videos, I really don't pay much attention to fill weights. The trick with these molds, you need it to be perfectly even, so it's nice and full. Each of these little sections, I'm going to tap, 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 and you'll notice the glass starts to settle, and I need a little bit more here. This side is okay. So I'm going to get all the glass, and then down the center parts, I'm going to pile it up. So I don't want to pile up on the edges because I don't want it to go over the mold and form spikes. So I'm going to push it in a little bit from the edge, pile it up a little bit from the middle, and I have the best luck there. If you use fill weights and it works out for you, fantastic. I have never really found it to be all that successful. When I use the exact fill weight, I either have too much or not enough. So this is the way I do it. It doesn't always work perfectly, but it works well enough. It is in the kiln. It'll fire at a full fuse, and I'll give you a look at it tomorrow. Step of the stand is done, and it's at about 108 degrees, so I can take a look. Whoa, that's so pretty. That turned out great. Next step goes in for a slump. It is the next morning. Let's take a look. Oh no. Oh, that's terrible. The schedule did not work. Oh no. I'm not sure what I'm going to do about this. I do not have any more of the large poppies. I do not have any more of the large green stringers. So I can't remake it to look like this one. I don't think I can fix this in any way, although I may see if I can cut notches in it with the Taurus saw and then round it out. I'm not sure yet. I need to ponder it for a few days. If I can figure something out, I will definitely let you know. Thanks so much for watching.